Okay, I stopped off at this banh mi stand to pick up some food for dinner because I'm going to go home for the night and sit in my hotel room, relax. And so I'm going to get a banh mi sandwich and one of these, which are sticky rice cakes, she told me. So let's see what that looks like. That's pate, I think. But alright, I'll try it. Okay, I'm back in my hotel room. It's 5 p.m. or so, and I'm ready to crash. It was super fun hanging out with all those young people from my group today. It was really nice of them to include everybody. I really enjoyed them. I was hanging out with, 3 people from the UK, 1 from Ireland, and 1 from Canada, and then there was me. So I'm going to eat some of this food that I just bought on the street, and then I'm going to crash. So let's see, what do I have here? This is the banh mi sandwich. It looked kind of meaty for my taste, but I'm going to try it. And yeah, I'll let you know how it is. Lots of fresh vegetable on there. This is the banh mi inside. Lots of meat, as you can see, but I'm probably not going to be vegetarian while I'm here in Vietnam, so I'm just going to go ahead and try everything. And yeah, it's actually delicious. By the way, in Vietnam you cannot drink the tap water, only bottled water, but my hotel is 2 bottles of water every day. Also, they came in and made up the room today. They did a really nice job. Everything looks beautiful, but they organized all of my stuff too. This is the sticky rice that was wrapped in banana leaf or whatever. It's nice and warm, and they unwrapped it for me, so I'm looking forward to trying this. She asked me if I wanted it unwrapped, and I said yes. And then when I left, they gave me this, and they said this is a free promotional cake that they were giving me. I don't know if I'm going to eat that today. But also, they gave me, by mistake, it was a language problem, 2 of these big buns. There's 2 of them, because I had asked what was in them. She said pork. I didn't actually mean to order them, but apparently I got 2 along with my 2 banh mi sandwiches, because I need 1 for tomorrow. And I'm going to bring on my excursion that I'm going on. And I got 2 of these buns as well, by mistake, plus this free promotional cake. But all of this food, the 2 banh mi, the 2 big buns, and the sticky rice was about $4. So no harm done with the extra food. I'll pop that in my fridge. I'm probably not going to eat it, but I do have a little fridge here in the hotel room, so I'll pop it in there, and if I have an emergency in the next couple of days, I suppose I can eat it. The banh mi sandwich was delicious, despite all the meat. This sticky rice, she told me it has green bean in it. And I said, oh, good. But to me, it looks like it has more pork in it. It's very kind of mushy, and I don't really want more pork, and I don't really like it. So, okay, since I didn't like the sticky rice, I think I am going to eat this promotional cake that they gave me. It looks so soft and delicious. Looks really fresh. So I'm going to give that a try. the cake is delicious. It has this delicious custard inside, and it's really fluffy and light and soft. I'm enjoying this cake. Hi guys, it's 1:30 in the morning and I'm wide awake, so I just thought I'd catch you up on a couple things from yesterday. I'm having a lot of trouble with the time difference, so it's the third night and I've been going to bed at like between 7 and 8 p.m. and then each night I've popped wide awake at 12:30 a.m. So it's a problem because I thought by now I'd start sleeping a little bit later, but again, tonight I woke up at 12:30 and haven't really been able to go back to sleep. It's like 1:45 as I said. But anyways, I'll just tell you a couple things about yesterday. And I know I heard from my youngest viewer that it's not very interesting when it's just me sitting here talking to you. So I'm going to try to do more of just showing you things around Vietnam. But since it is the middle of the night and I have a little bit of time here, I thought I'd do some talking. So yesterday I was with the group of Anglos that I told you about, and we walked into a cafe in the afternoon. We wanted to take a break, and on the outside of the cafe it said in English, beer and coffee, which was perfect because some of us wanted to drink beer, and of course the Brits, and I wanted a coffee, and so did the Canadian woman. So we sat down and they all ordered their beers, and then I ordered a coffee from the waiter, and he said, "No, we don't have coffee." So I said, okay. So I didn't order anything. They were drinking their beer. And then a little while later, James, the British guy, wanted a coffee. And he asked a different waiter, and the waiter brought him a coffee. So then we asked James to order 2 more coffees, and we got our coffees. They were delicious. The Vietnamese coffee, which is a really good dark espresso mixed with sweetened condensed milk. Obviously, it's highly caloric, so I probably need to cut down on that, but I've been having 2 a day so far because I'm trying to stay jacked up on caffeine during the day. So afterwards, we all went to pay. We went up to the counter to pay, and when I went up there and said 1 coffee, he said, the guy at the counter said, "Coffee free." So I was like, what? He's like, "Coffee free." And sure enough, he wouldn't take money from any of us for the coffee. So I don't know, go figure. So that was kind of interesting. Then the other thing I wanted to address was somebody asked me if I had watched Bullet Train on the plane, because that was showing on my seat back screen. And I tried Bullet Train and I didn't like it, so I shut it off. But I'll tell you what I did watch on the plane. And people in the group were also asking what we watched on the plane, so in case it's interesting, I watched Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron. I just love her. I think she's one of our present day real genuine movie stars, just like Angelina Jolie. And speaking of Angelina Jolie, I loved her in Salt, which was a similar spy movie. Anyways, I watched Atomic Blonde. I watched Casablanca, which I hadn't seen since I was a kid. Of course, it's still great. And then I watched Where the Crawdads Sing, which I really enjoyed also. That's on Netflix. Somebody else in the comments asked if I could do book reviews of some books about Vietnam. So in terms of reviews, I mean, I don't really feel qualified to do book reviews per se, but my sister sent me a bunch of books about Vietnam for my birthday last summer. So I did read 3 books about Vietnam before I left, and I'll put the titles in the comments down below, in the description down below, in case you're interested. But the 3 that I read were Saigon. So Saigon by Anthony Gray. And this is an epic historical fiction novel, one of those sagas about a family through the generations. And it's huge. It's over 700 pages. I didn't love that. It was kind of predictable, a little formulaic, but it held my attention well enough, and it was a good overview of some of the history of Vietnam through the course of the 20th century. So I don't recommend that one that much. But the second book that I read was called The Mountains Sing by Phan Nguyen. It was a beautiful book, also historical fiction about a family and their struggles, also multi-generational through the 20th century. But of course, this one was written by a Vietnamese person, so it was more of a Vietnamese perspective. And she wrote it in English, so she had studied in Ireland, I think. So this was the first book she wrote in English, and I thought it was beautifully written. I really enjoyed that, and it switches over between the point of view of the grandmother and the point of view of the granddaughter. And really beautiful book, very sad. I highly recommend that one. And then the third one that I read was a nonfiction graphic novel. And I don't know how my sister found that, but I thought that was just amazing to read a graphic novel by a Vietnamese American artist named Thi Bui. And it was her story of coming over as a child as a boat person from Vietnam at the end of the American-Vietnamese War. So very well done, and it was a lot about her sort of strained relationship with her parents and their history from before they left Vietnam and her memories of Vietnam, and then how it was to come to California, where they settled in San Diego. And she was now, in the book, she's just become a parent herself for the first time. I think she's late 30s or 40. It was so good. I highly recommend that. It's called The Best We Could Do by Thi Bui. And again, I will put links to those in the comments below. Don't forget to leave me comments about any type of content you'd like to hear, or any reflections you have on any of the videos. Also, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button, and then after that, if you hit the bell and check the box to accept notifications, you will be notified every time that there's a new video.